is that it's not opinion based. It's not the authors telling you what they think is best. It's the authors telling you what the research shows to be most practical and most beneficial for most people. And then they tell you how to tailor that information, that kind of general, here's what the science says information, and then they share with you how can you make it fit your lifestyle, which is insane. Walk into your local bookstore, hop on Amazon.com, go into the diet, the health, the wellness section, and you will see an infinite amount of diet books, nutrition books, claiming that they have the superior method to lose fat for you and me. But the reality is that the diet and the fitness industry is fat on profits, but yet skinny on results. With all of this information out there, with the amount of diet books being published on a yearly basis, why are we still having an obesity issue? Why are 40% of Americans, or I'm sorry, 40% of adults obese? And why in excess is 70% considered overweight? And see, actually, you know, there's many diets, right? There's Atkins, ketogenic, high carb, low carb, vegan, vegetarian, the Zone diet, the Atkins diet, Whole30, South Beach diet, which I tried when I was like 12, which was crazy. There's many different diets, and the reality is there are a lot of fad diets that are just kind of dumb, but they all work primarily for the same reason. They put you in a negative energy balance, right? They put you in some sort of caloric deficit. But that aside, with all of this information out there on diets, with most people knowing what to do to be healthy, why are people still, failing with their diets and entering this vicious yo-yo dieting cycle where they lose weight, then they gain it back. They lose weight and they gain it back. And as a matter of fact, weight regain statistics are shocking. 85% of people will regain all of the weight that they lost within 2 years. And beyond that, within 3 years, 95% of people will have gained it all back. That's roughly a 5% success rate for diets. So what's the problem, right? We don't have a weight loss problem. Most people who attempt to lose weight do it successfully. We have a weight loss maintenance problem. We have a problem keeping the weight off. So in this video with you today, I want to review a book that I think can help a lot of people, that has really helped me, which is called Fat Loss Forever by Layne Norton and Peter Baker. Now, this book breaks down why diets fail, how you can lose weight successfully, and most importantly, how you can keep it off. Now, the reason I'm reviewing this book is simple, and I kind of wrote out a little script for myself here just to keep me on track, so excuse me from looking away from the camera. But the reason that I'm doing a book review on my channel is because I think that this book is one of the only books a person needs to truly understand weight loss, successful weight loss, how energy balance works, right? Calories in, calories out. That's too simple. Yes, I will agree. And that's shitty advice. Move more, eat less. It's energy balance. There's many different factors that come into play with energy balance. And one of my favorite parts about this book is that it really shuts down the sad reality and the negative mindset of quick fixes, hacks, and fad diets and things like that. And it really, truly does give proper foundation of principles that are necessary to develop a healthy mindset towards nutrition, towards eating, and really being able to sculpt the body that you want long term. There is no affiliation with the authors with the book. I wasn't asked to do this. This truly is a book that I just want to give an unbiased review of, that honestly I think has really damn good information in there. I mean, it could literally be a college textbook, and I'm going to share with you a couple of things about the book, but what I think you will find valuable is a couple of my key takeaways that I found from certain chapters that I think we can all apply in our life. So really quick, coming directly from their sales page, okay? Here's what they claim makes this weight loss book different from all the thousands of other ones that are out there. We discuss why diets fail on a physiological, psychological, and sociological level so you can better understand why what you did previously did not work. Then we also detail the most important behaviors, methods, and traits for losing weight and keeping it off. This book is for everyone who wants to lose weight and keep it off, especially for those frustrated and hopeless chronic dieters tired of trying all the popular diets only to repeatedly fail. There is still hope to be found in these pages. Please give us the chance to guide you. Now, this book actually does deliver on that, plus way more. And to be quite frank with you, in my opinion, I think that their sales page and description undersells the book. And just this comes to the top of mind right now, but we all know someone who lives this reality. It might be you, it might be us, right? I've had my own cycles with weight loss, regain, even gaining weight on a ketogenic diet, because eventually things, you lose all the water weight and you think it's fat, but it's not. And then you kind of plateau. And anyway, there's that. But then I'm pretty sure we've all been on Instagram or on Facebook scrolling through, and we see someone who we know to be really big and obese, and they always have been. And all of a sudden they're losing weight and we see them looking amazing, only to come 6, 7, 8 months later, we see them back to their original weight that we knew them at, or possibly even bigger. And I'm thinking of someone right now. There's many people I can count that I've seen that happen to, and it's unfortunate. But this fad yo-yo dieting lifestyle, this fad diet, yo-yo diet, weight cycling lifestyle is an unfortunate reality. And I think this book really does bring a solution to the table for that. As I said, I think that this could be a legit college textbook because the authors do a great job of cutting through the bullshit and laying down clear, compelling, evidence-based wisdom on how to lose weight successfully. And the amount of good quality resources that they have in this book, meaning their resources cited, the data, the research, good quality data that they have in here is insane. They back everything up. They don't make any bold claims. What I also like about it is that it's not opinion based. It's not the authors telling you what they think is best. It's the authors telling you what the research shows to be most practical and most beneficial for most people. And then they tell you how to tailor that information, that kind of general, here's what the science says information, and then they share with you how can you make it fit your lifestyle, which is insane. And quickly, I'll go through a few of my favorite chapters and share with you some of the highlights that I took away from each one. But if you want to see the full table of contents, click the description to see the Amazon listing, or go to the website, the book's website, and I'm pretty sure you can see it there too. But in chapter 1, it's titled Why Diets Are Failing. And my takeaway here was learning how crucial that the adherence and the sustainability of one's diet and foods and food template really matters as the number one thing for weight loss. And this is actually summed up beautifully by a quote by Sohee Lee that's actually referenced in the book. Excuse me as I read it off of my computer here. But it goes like this. If you can't see yourself sticking to your diet 1 year from now, you need to rethink your strategy. If you don't like the way you eat, you won't stick to it for long, and it'll only be a matter of time before you jump ship and end up regaining all the weight, which is quite true. Sustainability is key, and it's actually the basis of their Fat Loss Forever pyramid, which comes out in chapter 4. That chapter is called What Really Works, and this is probably one of the most practical and informative chapters in the book. It introduces this pyramid, which describes what factors are the most important and relevant for what any person needs for successful fat loss. You can see the pyramid here. What's most important at the bottom? Adherence. And then what's at the top is supplements, which a lot of marketers are pushing that supplements might be the most important, but they're really not. They only really provide just the tiny percent of difference in one's body or in one's weight loss and health journey. Not to say that they're not important. I take many supplements, but what really matters is the adherence. Number one, that's the foundation. Okay, and then going back to chapter 2, this is probably my favorite chapter, and it's titled Energy Balance and Why It Matters. And for those of you who think that calories don't matter, this is very important for you to read, because I was that person. I thought calories didn't matter. I thought as long as you didn't spike insulin, you're fine. You're never going to gain weight. Says the guy who gained weight on a ketogenic diet, right? Because he was just in a net positive energy balance. So ever since I started talking recently this year about macronutrients, tracking my food, calories, things like that, I've been getting the comments like, "Oh no, it's just insulin. Just don't eat carbs, you'll be fine," right? Or no, but hormones matter more than calories. Dr. Fung says so. Who doesn't even really have credentials to be Anyway, separate conversation. I'm not going to get into that. But I always get things like that. Oh, the hormones. Oh, insulin. Oh, Mars. Mars is in retrograde. I can't lose weight when Mars is in Gatorade. Whatever the hell that means. Look, all of those things matter. Yes, hormones do absolutely matter. Many things. Your thyroid absolutely matters. But at the end of the day, how do those impact your weight is because they affect your body's energy balance and the way that it balances itself. It affects what your calorie deficit or what your maintenance calories would be. See, at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to is your energy balance. And energy balance is not just calories in versus calories out, because that's a little too simplistic. It is. Although at the end of the day, it is what it comes back to. And so this is an amazing chapter because they do a great job of walking the reader through it and they also cover things like protein, fat, and carbohydrate metabolism, which tie into insulin and hormones. And they do touch on all of that. And they do a very good job at explaining it. I also like chapter 5, which goes into flexible dieting because it gives a proper understanding of what flexible dieting and if it fits your macros really means. Here's a little hint, a little spoiler alert. It's not just Pop-Tarts and candy to fit your macros. That's just what it seems to be on Instagram these days. There's a great, thick portion of the book between chapters 6, 7, and 8 for your calories and macronutrients. They describe and teach you how to determine your caloric needs and your macronutrient needs and how you can base them off your lifestyle. Now, one of the more important chapters is chapter 11 as well, the diet after the diet. The reason this was important to me because this taught me how significant and how important having a game plan for your post-diet lifestyle actually is. Excuse me, I just had breakfast with my daughter. Sweet potatoes, zucchini, ground beef, and a little Swiss cheese. So how the body adapts to being in a state of caloric restriction, how the body adapts to you dieting, and even dependent on what you want to do after you lose weight. Do you want to gain muscle now? Do you want to do a reverse diet so that you can have more calories but weigh the same? So as I'm in a dieting phase right now, I'm on a cut. I'll be sharing some updates on my journey on that soon on the channel, so make sure to subscribe. I am still debating whether I want to go into a caloric surplus for gaining muscle, or should I just do a slow, sustainable reverse diet so I can add more calories, right, and boost my metabolism in a proper way without gaining weight. That chapter 11, goes really in depth on that and helps you choose which way you want to go. And then lastly, chapter 14, debunking the bullshit. I love this chapter a lot because they did a great job on covering some of the most popular diets that have been around for a while and some of the more fad diets that have been around recently, such as the snake diet or such as the zone diet or Whole30, the alkaline diet, the blood type diet, things I've gotten asked about here on this channel. They do a great job going into depth on why those would or would not work and why some of them are just straight up BS. And it's not like they're going in there and just calling shots on all these, diets and the people who created the diets. No, they're critically breaking down the science. Remember, it's not biased, this book really in any way. It's not opinionated. It's just based off facts, which I completely respect, and that's why I love it, and that's why I want to introduce it to you via this video. Lastly, something I think some of you will like as well, chapter 15, they do have a section on supplements, and I started implementing some of the supplements they mentioned there into my life. Again, after I found a diet that works for me, after I found foods, after I optimized everything else, then I introduce some of the supplements from this book as well. So for me, overall, my personal takeaway is that it really helped me, someone that does not have a science background, to actually understand the science and the mechanisms behind health and being lean forever. And it allowed me, honestly, to break the diet dogma that I had. Most of you know from my why I stopped keto video, I was married to the ketogenic diet. I thought it was the end all be all. I thought it was superior. I didn't want to hear anything else. I thought it was the only way people could lose weight, which was insane, right? Like, as if people haven't lost weight via other methods. And there's actually a whole chapter in the book on the ketogenic diet written by Dom D'Agostino. And it goes into depths on what a ketogenic diet is, how it works, the applications of it. Here's a hint though. Energy balance still is the biggest factor when it comes to weight loss. Yes, even on a ketogenic diet, they talk about that in there as well. They compare high carb, low carb, all these different things The amount of information that is in this book is just astounding. It's great. And so I do want to note one thing that was a little tough for me with the book is that it does go pretty in depth on the science in some parts, and they do note that. They do say, hey, this is going to be a very science heavy part, but stick with us. And they always give a more simple explanation for those who just want the practical takeaways. I do appreciate that there's a summary at the end of each chapter, which really kind of helps compile things and leaves me with some clip notes that I can just, retain in my brain. So I love it. It's great. Peter Baker, Lane Norton, if you're watching this, you did a fantastic job. As someone who, doesn't have any actual background in this stuff, who is just really interested in the health and wellness space and who wants to inspire people via his own health journey, this book meant a lot to me because it helped me a lot to understand, and so that I can now filter through the bullshit. Now, whenever I see a diet book or a new influencer, fit influencer posting about something, it's like, oh, got it. Now I can see from a proper lens what actually has some evidence behind it, some basis, some foundation behind it, and what's bullshit. It really helps you understand. This is a really good book, and the price is a little up there. It's about $50 for the ebook version, which I have, which is nice though, because anytime they update something, you get updates on the book. Every time they update a new study or need to make an edit or something, which they've done once since I bought the book, you get those free updates. And then for the paperback version, the hard copy, it's about $60. So it's a little up there, but it's worth it. It really, really is. And it's my go-to recommendation anytime someone asks me on recommended reading on anything health and nutrition related. And I think, honestly, being just dead serious, it's one of the only books we will need because it covers it all. It covers all the foundations. It really does. And that's not to say that, we don't want to limit our learning to one source or to one book. Obviously, we want to expand and get information from different credible resources, but this would be a great place to start, and it handles a lot of different things. So if you want to check out the book, I'll put links in the description. It's available on Amazon, and I got it directly through his website though, biolane.com. I'll leave a description down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope I brought you some value with this video. I know it's a little bit different. I just really wanted to share and introduce this book to you and cover some topics that I think we could all use some further understanding of. I know some of you are incredibly smart and already know these things. But it's a damn good book. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button because the content that is coming is ridiculous. You guys are gonna like it. I promise you that. And if you need anything, let me know. Leave a comment down below. And I have a question for you. I want to know what health, diet, fitness, nutrition book impacted your life? Because this one really impacted mine, and I mean that. I want to know which one changed some information for you that has really helped you on your journey. Leave the title of the book down below. Don't leave a link to it because it'll go to spam, but just let me know. And if you like this video, hit that thumbs up because I would much appreciate it. And I love you guys. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet already. I will see you in next week's video. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.